All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the TF Live cast of our lower page Premier playoffs game for season 23. With me tonight as my co-caster is Jake, formerly known as Grumpy Koi, and my cameraman is Thermite. How you going, Jake?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Xander. It's actually an absolute pleasure to be able to actually cast for TF Live. It's where I started. So I'm excited to just watch some Australian TF2. And most importantly, I've recognized some of these faces.
Yeah, it should be a good game tonight. So this is our lower page playoffs, which means if you tuned into our cast of earlier this week, I think it was Tuesday night, that was our upper page playoffs between the first two seeded teams. These are the third and fourth seed teams. The winner of tonight's game will go into the semis against Xeno, and then have a chance at possibly beating them and heading into the grand finals against Jasmine T. So speaking of these teams, the two teams we have for you tonight are Nefarious and Trisomy 21. We might start going down some of these rosters really quick. Do you want to just read out some names, Jake?
Yeah, not a problem. So we're missing a player. Oh no, he's on the spectator. So I'm just gonna run through Nefarious team. So with the information I've got and what I've kind of seen, this is a new team.
Pretty
this is
new.
their first team like season together. But I do recognize one name, but I'll run it through. So we've got Ben and Spade that are currently on scouts. I haven't been able to watch too much ozfortress. I do apologize, guys. Just work. So they're playing scouts right now. So I assume that's the way it's going to be. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's correct.
We've got RKY, Jordab. We've got on soldiers, and then Arnold is playing the medic, and then finally we've got someone I recognise, which is Deft, which I've always known as a absolutely fantastic aggressive demo. So I'm going to be excited to see how this team kind of goes forward. You mentioned before Deft's not main roster, but I assume has he worked with the team a lot this season?
He's played with them a couple of times, I think. They usually have... Oh, who do they usually have on demo? My brain has gone blank. I believe Deft is not core, but I think he has been playing a little bit because Moop, I think, has been playing a little bit, but as their demo, but I believe he's not here tonight for reasons unknown to us. We might just go down the other team before we sort of do a little bit more analysis on these players and then the maps that we have coming up for you tonight. But the other team, Trisomy 21, we have Down on Scout, or Don Juan on your screens, and Lugnuts as the other scout. Soldiers, Mad is roaming, and Fane is pocket. Crud playing demo, and Half Wrong playing medic on the other team tonight. So this team been together for a little while, on and off for several seasons now, and they're sort of got quite a bit of that sort of team play going around inside them. It's nice to see a team stick around other than Jasmine in Australia. It's nice to see some several seasons of kind of working together start to play off. Down a new pickup for them this season, but he's been working really, really well for them. Let's talk a little bit about the other team. Is there any names that you know on the other side, knowing Deft on the other team?
I know Half Wrong, and Half Wrong is one of those medics that has a very one-track mind, but I love his thought process. I actually got a caster game, I think it was a few seasons back, and Half Wrong was playing medic, and he did this amazing play where he went crits, dropped the medic, picked up the medic's Uber at 80%, and then they pushed last with that, well, using that 80% to get 100. So that was an absolutely, insane play for me. And you don't see that much in EU, so it's really kind of refreshing to see that little bit of aggression and you almost exploiting the game's mechanics to get that secured point. So yeah, Half Wrong's probably the only one I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely... I remember the few weeks after that update happened, this game was so hellish to play if you dropped Uber before it started deteriorating and you just had two Ubers just like rolling you into last. We should hopefully be heading live onto our first map soon, but really quickly, this is a best of 3 playoff. The first map that we have for you tonight is Product. You can probably see that on your screens. Product is, of course, Koth map, so we'll be playing it to first to 3 rather. So if whoever gets 3 first wins. I think that's slightly different to how some people play it, but that's how we play it here. The second map is going to be Snakewater, and should we need it, the third map will be Gullywash. Obviously, you're not super familiar with any of these teams, but sort of going from the little bits that you know about, some teams being together for a few seasons versus a team forming from some pugs and having some good DM play, how do you reckon these maps will play out, specifically product first, Jake?
So I assume that Nefarious is the pug DM team, so I feel like they're actually going to have a much better time on product, because product is the land of randomness and kind of lots of DM fights. I tend to find, Koth is kind of that way. Players get split up. You'll probably see demos flying left and right. Really, really weird, wonderful plays. So I feel like Nefarious may have the handle on that. But when it starts coming into the 5CP, Snakewater, and then Gullywash, Trisomy, how do you say that?
Trisomy 21. It's
Trisomy.
It's Down syndrome because they have Down on their team.
Oh my god. Trisomy 21, wonderful. Great PC. They will take it sort of the later two maps if they can get if they can be just a bit more coordinated than Nefarious. But you never know. Little bits of DM here and there can really turn games. But we're going to go into this first mid of product. I'll let you take it away, Xander. Let's get this started, my friend.
Sure thing. All right, so I'm watching the red demo Crud on this rollout. He needs to sort of put in a big performance now. His performance has been a little bit up and down through the season as both of these demos arrived to me at about the same time, start exchanging some stickies. Really fast bomb in from Rocky, super aggressive. The Soldier of Jordan jumping in as well. Half Wrong surfing really nicely out and hitting an arrow at the same time. In the meantime, the double Soldier aggression on the other side has walked forward. Arnold also hitting a nice surf on Medic there. No Medics going down just yet. Quite a lot of players down on blue team. And big bomb from Mad coming in. Excellent rockets, cleaning up everyone, and that's just a spawner on Deft.
Okay, so what Madless did there, which was really nice, is he rotated through concrete, just chose the time right to go onto rock and caught all of those players bunched up near cliff. That was such a good play. It was kind of really scrappy from Nefarious from what I saw. They were trying to pick up players here and there. Deft got quite an early pick. They had that bomb across. And like right now they're sending in
Soldiers
their
in.
Sackway. Three players.
Uber
they get
is forced. Yeah, so all these players now stuck behind. Deft and Spade both going down to that force. Rocky and Jordan both stuck behind. Now they're jumping in, trying to get this frag. Half Wrong does go down, but they lose both of their soldiers. Medic safe in spawn, grinding that Uber with his scout, and that is a very successful four-man sack.
Yeah, that sack wave was really good. So we're going to see, they've got Uber now, or they're just about to get it. They're going to be rotating through main. This is all down to how they initiate this, because there's quite a defensive setup from Trisomy 21. So they're going to hold very far back, try and bait this Uber out as much as possible. We're going to see some sacks coming in from Fern and Mad.
Oh my God, Arnold
Oh,
drops.
he was not able at all to get it out. He should have read that a little bit better, and he's going to get picked up for his time.
Yeah, punished for not believing in that double soldier bomb. Some excellent team coordinated aggression from both of those soldiers and the demo of Crud there to take that down. They do get the cap, but this is now quite a sizable ad from Half Wrong as they start moving towards the point. Sticky traps up from Deft. They're starting to get cleaned quite well as the... Oh no, that trap does deal some damage, but nothing really else. And now the point is starting to be played as these scouts jump forward onto that point. Rocky's bomb being denied really, really quickly, but a nice fast arrow is making sure that he gets right back in the fight, and he does get the pick on down. Lots and lots of damage exchanged as this Uber is forced. Fane trying to jump super aggressively forward. He's not going to be able to get Arnold here. Arnold is way too far out. Body being
Look at this Uber. Half Wrong is in a really bad position, actually. That was such a bad read from Trisomy 21, Xander, because even though they were trying to get onto Arnold as soon as possible to get that advantage, they didn't have any support from any other players. Even if someone was on cliff.
Nice rocket from Rocky hitting up that soldier as he's jumping in. Everyone loses their lives, and it's just Half Wrong and Fane at spawn as that sack fails miserably, and now it's Point and Uberad on the side of blue team.
Yeah, just go back to what I was saying. Yeah, I think that whole situation was just that Half Wrong and Fane Uber aggression was just not supported by the team, and that's why they collapsed. But right now, They got the pyro. They're trying to come in through grass. They're not able to connect anything. Rocky actually getting lug nuts. Fane going down as well. This is some good aggression coming out of Trisomy, but they're just not able to do anything. Like I mentioned the DM. This is kind of where the DM kind of comes into play. Is if there's these little fights and these little 1v1s, or if there's any split up by Trisomy, if these pug players are really just generally that good with their DM, they'll win every time.
Yeah, and their Ubers are evened up here, but they force Halfrong so far back. They're down. Crud also losing their lives as they really try to go forward, trying to get something to happen here. But the team play and the protection of Arnold is so good on the side of blue team. He's not in any danger at any point there, and that was a failed push, dropping everyone in that push just red team.
Yeah. Rotation again into grass. They're Down's trying to use that pyro to get something, and Mad just gets skyboxed. They managed to get Rocky, so this is, you know, one pick. They may be able to start going forward. Mad's having a little bit of fight on concrete right now. And it's just very slowly, nicey nice from Trisomy. Ben up on top of that point tonight.
Is absolutely rocking Arnold around. He is forced so far back, all the way away from his team. And this Uber doesn't look really good, as like the Uber is obviously timed much better, and they do get the medic. But that looks like the only frag they're going to get. No, Fane does fall out there, but they're in a really good position to repush here with no heals on the side. That Crud gets absolutely focused down. Excellent focus fire from these soldiers, and that is a complete wipe. Jake.
Yes, Xander. Exactly what I said before is the mistake they did again. They just sent in Fane and Halfrong, and the rest of the team wasn't really with them. Halfrong just got completely separated, and Ben and Arnold just Ubered next to him and killed him. And as down goes down, Rocky gets the exchange. Bombs incoming in from the soldiers, not able to connect anything. Jordab's now a bit overextended. He will go down. And yeah, but a little bit of a better position for Trisomy right now. If they can just play this really nicely, force them away. They've got some time on the point. They need to be really careful as they're losing players left and right. Def putting in so much work right now. They've got the Uber. Def again with another pipe. Down, going down. Only Halfrong left. Oh, Mad actually coming in. Oh, instant denial onto him. And that's going to be the first round. Nefarious. Woo.
Yeah, really well played. Deft is I think the gamer that I'm going to watch this next mid, because his demo play has been really good. Also, just something worth mentioning, I don't know if Ben died much at all in that fight. He was on like an 8 or a 9 kill streak at the end of that. But we do head into this next mid. Deft and Crud exchanging stickies. There's a huge carpet of stickies that does a lot of damage as Rocky jumps in to follow. Halfrong is such low health, a nice direct follow cleans him up. Mad's bomb on the other side has been completely nullified as well. Down behind, but Spade's got the heals, and he's going to win that fight as well. And that is now just Crud and Lucknuts up. Jordan surviving on 1 HP. Does get the clutch rocket out onto Lugnuts to complete his team's wipe of Trisomy on this mid.
Yeah, it's all about the DM fights right now for Nefarious. They're just doing really well at cleaning up players. They have some really good focus calls as well. From what I can see, they're picking out players, you know, really kind of dealing with players as they fly forward towards them. Mad trying to have a bit of a fight as both Fane and Crud go over the point, but Deft actually gets down as a kill. Ben's going to clean up Mad. And this is, you know, not too bad. They managed to get a frag for Trisomy, but that's 3 down for them in retrospect. So Nefarious, again, still holding this very strong and looking to set up a forward hold right now.
Yeah, I would call that a failed sack, or at least I imagine that's what was being attempted. Down just absolutely botting at the demo there and getting piped for it. But these Ubers should come up to pretty even fairly soon, but these sticky traps are in... Oh no, he's dead, his sticky traps, never mind. They were in a really nice spot. He must have just hit them just that little bit too early, unfortunately, as this fight...
Carry on.
Yes, the Ubers exchanged on point here. Sorry, you take over for a sec, my game has waffed.
Okay, no worries. So lots of people going down. Oh my god, Crud and Lugnut doing so much damage on all those players trapped around Criff. That's 5 players down. Jordab's the only one left. He's gonna tuck his tail and run, as they're gonna look, maybe Nefarious want to go towards Cliff. There isn't much of a forward hold. Crud got a trap though, but he's not watching it, so he's not able to get on to Death. So they're going to be holding quite passively in Death Pit. Rocky looking maybe to go in for a bomb. There's a bit of a bait to the point right now. Deft spamming across. Rocky going in for the bomb. Onto Crud. Crud goes down with stickies from Deft. This is really good for Nefarious. They get half wrong as well. All these players going down. Down actually going down as well. That was weird. Fen going down. That was good.
Yeah,
that was really good. They lost some players.
Loaded right back in there just to see Fane get absolutely destroyed by Deft. That looks like I timed out just as these Ubers exchanged, and it just looks like must have gone better for blue team just then.
Actually, during the Uber exchange, it was a bit better for Trisomy, but Nefarious came back and really did some work on them. It was kind of interesting. It could have gone either way, but right now, Fane bombing across onto Rocky, not able to get that second direct in the air. Deft's going to clean him up. Spade going down as well to trade for trade. Uber coming out. They're not able to connect onto anyone with it, so it is going to be a waste. Mad is behind on Cliff. He's jumping onto Ben, but he's going to get cleaned up really quickly.
Yeah, really well played from blue team there. They saw very quickly that Uber wasn't getting anything and just used it to clean up the players behind. They know that they can kind of hold this and get a soldier in to do something, and it does look like Jordan is trying to get something done on the flank there, but he does lose his life for it, and this is now what is a full Uber on red team. This looks like it's their chance to repush. No traps on the point there. The Uber is pushed in on Down and Crud, and they do get Arnold and Ben in that trade. Very, very successful trade for them as Rocky is very low on the flank. Just survive. No, does get cleaned up by Down in the end. Spade also taken very low, leaving at the end of this fight. Careful not to overextend, though. They're very, very far forward. Yeah, no, they are choosing
those rockets.
Yeah, very nice rockets from Jordan there to clean everything else up. But they do hold this point. Only their Roma losing his life in that, in what is a very good hold.
And Nefarious looking to push it across over the point right now. They're trying to spar out players. Lugnut's in a bad position, gonna get cleaned up, and they just need to play this slowly. Rocky goes down, Deft down, that's not good. Arnold's picking up Down, but I don't think this is a good position for Nefarious as they do lose Ben as well, so their scouts are down. Well, actually one scout's down, Mad's gonna get picked up. It's only the scout and the medic right now versus the demo and the medic for Trisomy, and they're just gonna back out. You can't really take that fight against the scout.
Yeah, he just chooses to try to keep his medic alive, which is definitely the right decision, as the rest of blue team are swarming all over the point now, forcing everyone back. Trap's doing a little bit of damage. These Ubers are pretty much even. I'm not sure if Half Wrong will try to do something. Looks like they're trying to chariot this in, but they've mistimed that, and the Uber does come in there. This trade doesn't look like it's going to be favorable for them, as Uber players can't cap points. Fane doing what he can there. And Down, they do get 2 frags actually in this fight. 3 frags as Ben loses his life too. Although Jordan coming in right in the back with Rocky as well, cleaning up that medic. Loads of damage. Such low health players on this point, and it's just Fane super low. Lugnuts is going to try to do what he can here, but he's not going to get anything done to some really nice rockets from Jordan, just cleaning him up. And this looks like it's going to be round 2 on the board for Nefarious.
Jordan and Rocky's aggression during that onto Death Pit was really well done, and that just got them into a position where they were surrounding all of those red players. There was nothing they could do. So coming into this third mid, is it okay if I take this one? Xander?
Yeah, go for it.
I usually play by play, so I want to go for it. So right now, Down is having a little bit of spam. Rocky face plant straight into Mad, but Mad's trying to do a little bit of spam from Cliff. He's going to get cleaned up as the second bomber from Fen is coming in, but Death rotates really nicely. It's looking pretty good for Trisomy, but the repush is going to come out from Nefarious right now as Jordan does go down, but it's a little bit spammy. They're trying to 1v1 goes down and Spade wins it, but they're baiting the point. They're in a good position. Like Rocky jumps onto that rock right now, takes a lot of damage. You got Spade coming in through that Death Pit, and it's, you know, Trisomy get the point, but this isn't the best position to be in because they are going to have the longest spawns when they lose players. And Mad actually comes from behind, doesn't manage to connect anything, gets cleaned up. Right now it's a bit spammy. It could be anyone's situation right now just based on a few key picks. Halfron's going to use his Uber, Arnold's going to exchange, and the players are just going everywhere right now. Rocky's in the backline trying to clean up Down, but Fen's trying to support his teammate as well. He's going to go down as a result, so that's a trade for trade. And right now, spam going on that cliff area. Fen jumping over the top, maybe able to deny the pack. Not quick enough, goes down. And right now, things are going to kind of fiddle out, Xander.
Yeah, that looked like a really, really good play from Trisomy there as they're all forward in the right spot. Oh,
my
nice!
gosh.
Hype and sticky from Arnold, from Crud there on Arnold, taking him down at the end of that fight. It just seemed like their Scout and Medic were sort of staying behind and not helping in this fight, as literally everyone was turned around on blue team to fight Fane and down behind, but they just weren't walking forward to support their team, so that lost them that fight, which is unfortunate to see. So Soldier's jumping in, Rocky doing what he can there to see if he can even up this Uber situation, but it is not in his side, as this point is now starting to be played. Spade trying to do what he can, but it's just a distraction play as Deft is jumping in behind. Sticky's there, Lugnuts is going to clean up that frag, but he does hit a Sticky on half wrong. How does he do that?
Yo,
Wow.
you gotta respect Deft. He every time I've watched him play, he always plays a really good, DM heavy demo. And I'm from Europe, so we've got players like your boy, and I was about to say Korvac, but no, I forgot his name. Give me a sec, carry on. Elacor, that's
him.
Why
But this
did-
bomb's
I
coming in.
completely
Arnold,
forgot.
oh, Arnold gets taken down by an excellent bomb. This is a really nice surf from Halfrong in return, but Jordan hits the wall shot on that other side, and that's both medics down, and it's only Crud surviving here on 20 health. He's not gonna get that bottle frag, unfortunately. And this is, I wonder if they'll delay this cap. Yeah, they do choose to delay this cap for their Roma bomb. Sorry, Rona spawn, rather. And this is another really dominant play from blue team. What does red team have to change in order to get in here?
I honestly think it's down to a little bit of bad decision making from red team. I feel like Halfrong and Fane sometimes have like a completely different mindset to the rest of the team. So they want to go in sometimes, and the rest of the team wants to hold out back. And I feel like there's no sort of cohesion from that. It's very difficult to kind of have a consensus on a map like Product because it is so scrappy and DM based. And I feel like Nefarious are actually really holding their own right now. They all know what they want to be doing. And I feel like that little change from Halfrong and Fen just to be more cohesive with their team is really important.
Yeah, I would agree. This, I know Nefarious has been scrimming quite a lot recently, so I can imagine this team play is really starting to work from them. But this force does come out from a nice bomb from Fane, and the Uber is charioting across point. Halfrong, very, very low health, but his Uber does come up now. They're choosing not to sack anyone else for that, as they are 2 players down. They look like they're just going to sacrifice this point and see if they can force, as Halfrong is trying to walk forward to support his players. But, oh, very low health on this demo, and Rocky is so fast, and Halfrong has no choice but to force to that. Mad is trying to jump in to see what he can do there. And there's a lot of scrappy fighting happening on Cliff. Lots of low health players. Lugnuts does lose his life, as the just death ball playing around Arnold is so effective, and no one can get through it, Grumpy Koi.
Yeah, I think that's so important, is that mentality of sticking with your medic as much as possible on a map like this, because everyone's going to be sacking onto it. You just saw Fen and Madulus again went for it, sorry, Mad, and they tried to get onto Arnold, but that death ball is just so effective right now.
Yeah, playing with so much cohesion as they head towards this forward hold, looking to not get them any chance to come out in the last 60 seconds of this game. This forward hold is very strong. Sticky's up in all the usual spots. No off classes just yet to try to break it.
Yeah, Mad's actually going to get... Oh, he gets a
Ooh.
nice little force. That was really good. Jordan does go down, but that was a really nice little force from Mad there.
Yeah.
And all of those players get cleaned up, though.
Yeah, Spade was in their spawn behind that, and Lugnuts went to go fight that on like 20 HP, which is never really a good decision against a full health scout, and he did lose that fight. This is their last push. They do have full Uberad now. This is achievable for them, but these sticky traps now starting to get cleared. Halfrong walking forwards with his team. We need some sort of initiation. Here it is, Fane jumping on the top ground, and Mad trying to jump towards that flank. This point hasn't been played yet. Down is the only one going forward, and he's been baited by his whole team a little bit too slow, as they're trying to run forward, and this Uber does drop him, which is pretty disastrous for them in the end. But there is some low health on players, but crossbow exists, so that is nullified super quickly. Looks like they might just choose to refight this after the cap, with their 2 soldiers spawning in the end.
Yeah, that was a bit scrappy. You had Lugnuts actually cleaned up both soldiers that jumped over Death Pit, so that was kind of nice. But you mentioned before, a little bit of lack of cohesion again from Trisomy 21, and they did lose a player for it. And the Uber is actually coming in from Nefarious. Mad trying to do some sort of distraction play. You're actually going to do it for a little bit, but all of these nefarious players are just on point right now, trying to get it. Look at those players getting cleaned up as much as possible. They're trying to do something. They need to stop this cap, otherwise they're going to lose the map, and that's 3-0 to Nefarious.
Yeah, that's a very clean game. Yeah, very clean game from Nefarious. A big 3-0 in this very DM-heavy map. Rocky doing a great job just on that very last cap, getting behind and distracting people, turning people around, and they just forgot about the point, which is unfortunately the point of the game.
All right. We've got some logs. I hate logs. I'm just going to let everyone know.
But I mean, yeah, looking at these logs, the standout player for me right away is, of course, Deft, going 19 for 6 on my 9 with
Look at
435 DPM. He was playing really, really well. Crud actually not too far behind in terms of damage with 427 DPM and another sort of 77k-ish. So Crud actually pulling his weight now. I know last time we saw these two teams fight on Product was very, very early on in the season, and Crud actually, I think, only got about 3 or 4 frags, and he was just being completely shut down. So it's good to see that he's putting in a much, much more respectable performance. But again, Deft just super, super strong in these fights. He's dealing the damage that his team needs him to be on this map.
I also think this is why I kind of don't like logs, because they don't explain the full story, which is actually the reason Deft was able to do so much was because you mentioned before that death ball around him and the medic just made it impossible for Mad and Fen to really get anything going when it comes to their bombs. They weren't able to connect where they needed to, and I feel like that was so important for that map, was just keeping themselves together, keeping, you know, their main damage dealer alive, keeping their med alive, and just constantly cleaning up and focus calling everyone that's trying to cause any sort of like discord in their team.
Yeah, and as well, whenever they were pushing, they had great initiation from both Rocky and Jordan, or Shifter, as they both were jumping really, really aggressively and killing the targets that they needed to. And it was like there were good bombs from Fane and Mad on the other side as they were walking forward, but it tended to be just like a little bit weird. Like they would jump the same target and take the same damage, and then at the same time that they were doing that, one of their scouts would try to take a 1v1 and lose it. So like any of their damage was not follow-upable on like so many of these pushes. And then whenever some Uber trade was trying to come in, they would either drop down or have someone too weak to contest, so there was not enough like scout play in these Ubers as well. But I think that's really, really showing is just like the cohesion, the team play. We expected a lot more from Half Wrong's team, from Trisomy there, but the team play was all on the side of the blue team there, all on the side of Nefarious. Let's take a quick look at some of these medic stats. Does anything stand out to you on these medic stats, Jake?
To be honest, they're incredibly equal. The only difference being that one drop on Arnold, but that was questionable. But you know, that was a really, really good play from Trisomy 21. You know, I couldn't. They're almost identical. Like there is a little discrepancy here and there. Like Ben was staying with his med a little bit more than Lugnuts and Down, but apart from that, very, very similar when it comes to med stats.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the amount healed on, for example, Ben, a little bit more than Lugnuts, but they're both playing a pocket scout role. Ben going 21 to 8, and Lugnuts going 6 to 16 with 170 DPM. That kind of tells you a lot about what was happening on that map. Unfortunately, I think Lugnuts underperformed a little bit compared to his blue counterpart there, and that's on such a scout-centric map, scout and demo on Product. If your pocket scout is not doing anything with those heals, it kind of turns into a black hole, which we don't really like seeing.
Yeah, it's always very interesting, but quickly, we're going on to the next map. It's Snakewater. We're just about to go in. My prediction for this was Trisomy may take this one. It will all be down to how we start off these rounds. Both teams have very competent soldiers, so I feel like it's all down to their soldier bombs. So take it away, Xander, on the first mid.
Sure, I'm watching Deft on this first mid. He does arrive like half a second before maybe Crud there. Sticky's being spammed across these points. It does look like soldiers are getting ready to form an aggressive bomb. from blue team there as Jordan is taking up his position in kitchen. But it's the red soldiers who are making the first bomb. Rocky is absolutely mulched by some nice rockets from Mad. Arnold's being forced out to back out on such low health. Crud cleaning up some frags onto the soldiers, but he does lose his life, but he does trade onto a scout. But this is just the demo and medic on blue team as they're forced to back out.
Really, really good commit from Mad and Fane there. They just went over the right side. They managed to catch out a soldier, and they wrapped round into one soldier wrapped round into Saw. Another actually wrapped round, you know, through balcony, and it was just, you know, good play from them generally. We got a second hold though.
Yeah, it does look like they're coming out to contest this second point. They looked like they were content to have it happen, but then their spawns came in and they were like, no, we're not having any of this. This Uber is used out to save Fane's life, and this does look like a trade that's happening on second point. Slightly better Uber coming out of blue team here as it both kind of fades at the same time. Rocky looks like he's going to get caught out behind, but he doesn't. He's not dead yet. He catches Crud and Lugnuts both dying there, but the medic on blue team rather does lose his life. But Halfrong is getting pincered down by these stickies from Deft, and he's not getting out of there. And that's a really late death from Halfrong. They were playing with their food a little bit there, Jake.
Yeah, so sadly, because Halfrong is going to be 10 seconds out, there is going to be about a 30% advantage, 20 to 30% advantage to Nefarious. The only thing about this is, if this was Europe, that's nothing. But you guys are mad. You guys are insane. So I imagine they're going to be, Nefarious is going to be looking to use this as much as possible, especially with this Uber. Catch players out.
Early picks as they just head into mid, as they're sort of trying to distract for this back cap here, but they're not really getting anything done, and they're just feeding players to try to distract for this back cap, and now they're going to lose mid anyway. So I guess it was an interesting attempt there, but yeah, they do now have full Uber ad. Sorry, not full Uber ad, 20% Uber ad. Pushing towards second. 20 is hard to push on in Snakewater second because it's so long, but if they move quickly on this player ad, they might be able to get something.
Yeah, I think they're going to rotate far right side right now. A little bit of spam coming in on them, but they're in a good position. They're just about to get that Uber. Mad bombs over, tries to create a bit of a distraction. He's going to get cleaned up. Jordan actually goes down as well. So
yeah, Fane
it's a bit of a soldier for soldier.
Fane and Down are actually both behind them in Saw. Fane jumping in, trying to commit onto the medic there, but he's getting shut down pretty hard. Nice jump in though, and that is a trade that we now see happening on second. Both teams using their Uber. No real better Uber there. They're just kind of taking that position, trying to heal up, but it is now much better position advantage on red team as they're sort of denying this high ground from blue team really hard. Nice frags from Crud as he's just dealing all this damage, and Scout's going down on the side of blue team, and they're not having any of that. Rocky going in to see what he can do, but he does just lose his life, and these soldiers, Fane, so aggressive. And Mad coming in to follow him up as well. Rocky, sorry, not Rocky, Deft and Arnold. And this is one soldier spawning up to fight, but Fane isn't having any of it. Fane is going to take this duel. Oh, Fane! But this is actually an interesting situation. Spade has come up spy. He might not have been spotted just yet. He's decloaking right behind Halfrong. He's a little bit too slow. He might be able to get this stab. He's there. Yes, and he does! Halfrong does lose his life. Really big brain play from Spade there, getting the frag that he needed. But that was a very well coordinated push from red team. One of the first that we've seen out of them this evening, Jake.
That was great. I can't believe he managed to get that. He was just waddling behind. It was such a quick spy play. Are so hard to kind of counter because usually people use them as stalemate breakers. So that was a really good decision there. And they managed to get everything back in advantage for Nefarious right now as they're looking to push into second. They're just going to bully those players out. Mad's actually going to go in on Def, trying to clean them up, and he manages to do so. But yeah, things are going to be back into kind of a quiet situation. No, never mind.
We do see Fane jumping forward, trying to do lots of damage onto Arnold. The scout is trying to commit, but this shotgun is coming out. Sorry, scattergun rather is coming out and cleaning up the people as they're jumping in, and they're just too slow to leave. This aggression is coming in. Halfrong looks like he's going to get caught out here. He's so low. Nice rockets just to clean him up there, and that is basically a wipe with just Mad spawning. Super fast play, yeah, super fast play. This is now a full Uber coming into second point here. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold this because there's so many players down. Spawn's coming in down, sniping from forward spawn, does get one frag onto the Roma. That doesn't seem like it's, yeah, nothing going to happen to it. He does choose to back spawn, although Arnold is being forced. Nice jump in from Fane through Cheese there, forcing the medic off, and this now suddenly looks a little bit better on the side of red team.
Yeah, that force is going to be really good just to hold this. They can expect, even if there's any sort of play or into lobby from Nefarious, they could maybe, you know, catch players out. It wouldn't be surprised if an aggressive Uber straight out into lobby right now from Trisomy 21. But it's all down to kind of how they initiate this, what decisions they make, if they try and get that early pick. You know, just one quick pick just to get that little bit of a player advantage and then push off that one player advantage. Could be something they could do. Down's actually getting a sightline on this right-hand side of last, trying to look through onto battlements. Maybe able to get Jordan here. He does hit him with a body shot, but not going to get that kill. 27 health on him. But he's going to get healed up. The Uber is up for both teams, though. So it's going to be more of an exchange situation. So right now, Trisomy should not be leading their last.
Yeah, that looks like Spade going in for a sack there. Looks like he's going to come up a flex class, either Sniper or Spy. They might expect the Spy, seeing as how effective it was last time. They may just opt for this snipe to counter-snipe the Sniper of Down. But Halfrong is standing in a spot that's just saying, please snipe me. I don't know why he's standing there. Hopefully he rearranges himself before the spawner comes, but it is a Spy on Spade. I don't think Lugnuts is on Spy too, but I think he's just checking off classes in spawn so that they have some sort of guess. But yeah, this is the Spy, Spade Spy, I should say. He does manage to get in. He's through into the back lines, but it's just going to be a waiting game until he finds the exact right moment to decloak.
Yeah, the most important for these sort of stalemate plays, what you really need.
Ooh, he decloaks.
Oh, he got spotted. He got spotted really quickly. He's just going for. Oh wow. He got Halfrong really low there. If he got a second shot onto him, was that a headshot?
I think it was just two revolver body shots, yeah. But
yeah,
they did lose two, though. Rocky does lose his life at the same time. And on this player ad, they're moving forward. But Jordan, the roamer, is jumping towards last. He's trying to distract players. They cap it too quickly. He can't back cap. But now he's stuck behind. Does leave red team in an interesting position. They are sending two players back to see if they can find him and see if they can deal something to him. But he looks like he's just trying to leave through Africa. No, he's not. He's staying underneath there. Does take a duel there. Does lose his life to Down. So that is now a reset situation. Uber's up for both teams. One player down. We should see some sort of sack coming in from red team here.
Yep. And again, we're back in a bit of an interesting situation with second being held by Trisomy 21, but they really need to start getting the ball moving, so to speak, and get this coast to coast. As Rocky goes in, tries to get a connect onto Halfrong, gonna get lug knocked for his time, but he's super low in that lower area.
Nice arrow.
Ooh, I saw that. That was a spicy meatball, as they say in chat. But yeah, so. Yeah, they should be pushing through right now. Go through saw, boys. Just check for sticks. Check for sticks. Oh, Fane just gets eaten up by that stick, and then the pipe from Deft.
Yeah,
right now they're just going to slow him down.
Yeah, a little bit of inexperience in playing this game. I think at such a high level. The last time these guys played it, this kind of level was several seasons ago, and I think it's a little bit telling here as little mistakes like that happen. But this is an Uber trade on second point. Much better Uber from Deft, this solo, and he's trapping out Halfrong. Halfrong getting juggled really hard, and it's a nice pipe to clean him up. Deft playing so nicely tonight. Halfrong down, going down. Fane looks like he's going to die too. Crud on super low health, as is his Roma partner jumping in, trying to do what he can. He does get cleaned up, and that is a wipe. And that is our first Snakewater round on the board, going in the favor of Nefarious.
10 minutes first round. That's surprising. It's going to be a very close map. I was actually expecting Trisomy to surprise me here and actually get the ball rolling, but sadly right now they're struggling a bit. They need to get their cohesion together. I know I've said that word multiple times. We're coming into the second mid. We may see a fantastic bomb out of them. Rocky actually taking up that higher ground, spamming onto Mad. Fane with a return. Look at this double soldier bomb aggression. Rocky going down, but Fane super low. They lose Mad as well. Spade's going to rotate through Kitchen, pick up Fane, so they've lost both their soldiers for both teams, actually. I didn't even notice. Jordan went down, Ben goes down as well. Deft is completely separated from his team. This is going to be a back out from Nefarious and another mid for Trisomy 21.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that worked out for them, to be honest, because they did the same thing that I was talking about on Product, where they both soldiers bomb the same target and they both get directed at the same time. So they took so much damage, and Mad does die pretty much instantly, but Fane somehow managing to get out, and that's really what salvaged them that mid. Jordan dying after he bombed on half wrong, some really nice survivability from him there. He had some nice movement there to survive on like 30 health. And that also kept his team in the game, but they've gone right into stalemate breaking mode as down has come up Sniper. He's known for playing Sniper in Pugs. We're yet to see how well he's playing tonight, as he does look like he's trying to peek lower here a little bit. Fane looks like he's going to get caught out though. Big arrow coming in there as Jordan does choose to back out from that fight. Just taking some room for their Sniper on lower now at the moment, Jake.
This is very risky because they seem to be waiting on a pick from down to actually get any aggression going forwards. Bit of an exchange between players on top of that shed.
Some headbutts happening there, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game has been a lot of like body slams and chest bumps so far, as soldiers are just slapping into each other midair. But nice rotation out of down right now, seeing if he can maybe pick someone out. He's looking for Rocky. Not able to do it. He's trying to... Oh, nice.
He loses his life. Yeah, nice rockets from Rocky, but he's trying to get stickied out there. Does choose to back away a little bit. But we should be seeing some sort of sack happening in here as Jordan does move into lower with his scout partner, but they're not really being able to get through this little thing. But as people are distracted, Rocky is trying to take some jewels in. So this is a little bit more back and forth here. We do see down spawning back on scout, so I think they're going to try something else to break this stalemate.
Yep, and actually Fane's going to go in. He's not able to connect anything. Gets Rocky really low. Gets cleaned up by Ben. And right now, loads of low players on Nefarious, but they're trying to go in through Saw. I hate going through Saw. I don't understand this mentality of going through Saw so much. Maybe a rotation through Choke would be a little bit better for them. Maybe catch some players out.
Spade is going in. Spade's running through. Oh, he doesn't get anything in the end. But that was a bold play from him.
Yeah, very confident. I feel like he just wanted to two-shot the med and, break the stalemate. But this is going to mean that Down wants to go forward on this Choke area. Good lad. Lugnut's actually going to get picked up. Jordan goes in for a bit of a high bomb just to
This
distract.
Uber does get forced, actually. Nice jump in from Mad there. Forces the Uber out of Arnold. This is a much better exchange for Red Team, but they're flashing so much. Arnold does look like he's going to lose his life in this fight, but Spade is coming up to refight this as there's both scouts in. Halfrom does die. Rocky in behind. Ooh, nice rocket onto down. Deft cleaning up Fane. And these low health players are just coordinating so well. Target, target, target. They all kill them all. That's some really nice coordination from Blue Team, as what did look like a really poor post-Uber situation for them gets turned around completely.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. It comes to the post-Uber fight, and the DM from Nefarious just starts cleaning house. And I feel like Trisomy really can't, do anything on that, as Fane goes in for a nice bomb, trying to connect. Mad doing a nice rotation as well. They pick up both soldiers for Nefarious, and Trisomy, barreling forward. They're bringing up Down and Mad going into grass right now. Lugnut's joining him. They're spamming quite nicely. Fane going in for quite a nice high bomb. He's on battlements, but he's overcommitted, and Spade cleans them up.
Yeah, it's a nice thought. I mean, there were still 2 soldiers down at the time, so I think it's a sack that you kind of can afford to go for there. And as well, these scouts are still getting caught out in Ubers, just like we were talking about before, just before they Ubered in onto grass there, before Lugnut's getting cleaned up again, and Down not quite in the right place to help in that Uber as well. So these scouts are just not quite working as cohesively on the side of Trisomy as they are in Nefarious. Nefarious playing really, really well, and that's actually a pick on the side of Trisomy, as that's their roamer down.
Look at Spade.
Sacking in work.
Look at Spade.
Oh,
Spade's
yeah.
in the middle of them. He's going through cheese right now. He's declining. Oh, Mad may have heard that. I don't know. Oh, he's going for... Oh, no, they spotted him out straight out. Oh, nice attempt from Spade, but... he's done that. He's attempted 3 times now. they're probably wised up to the fact that there's probably going to be a spy on the enemy team at some point, especially when there's any stalemate. So right now they're looking to make.
Oh, they're moving in. There's
right.
2 players down. That's
Ooh.
actually Rocky down. A nice
no,
sticky
down.
tap. Yeah, these scouts not having a great time.
That's poor down. Def just tapping his stickies at the right moment, picking him up. And they're going to back out onto second right now. They don't really want to stay in without a full roster of players, especially on equal Uber ad.
Yeah, Down is up sniper and Ben is up sniper on his other team. So it's another sniper v sniper battle. Down lost his life before without really having a chance to engage. So this is our first proper time that we'll see him try to counter snipe someone.
Yeah, Down trying to get a line onto Ben, nearly getting it. Ben's going to peek again. Oh, and he does it again. Oh, this is so intense, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Sniper v sniper MGE.
Oh my god, please no. Just no.
I do notice that Ben is wearing the cats though. I think that's going to help him hit the shot. He's got the beams hat and the cats on his body. Traitor main, I reckon.
Oh, Ben
oh no!
goes down to Down.
No, the cats don't help him in that at all. That's a nice shot from Down to clean that up. They're starting to move forward, trying to take Lobby off that one pick that they have. Sticky's everywhere on that side from Deft, though. He knows that Down is going to try to peek there, and he's not going to give him that space. That's really good game sense from Deft. That is a soldier jumping in. Though. Absolutely mulched in mid-air. Unfortunately, gets nothing for that as he does lose his life. Fane spawning in 7 seconds. They have no off-classes at the moment on blue side. Still the sniper of Down here, but Spade going in to try to make something happen. He does get cleaned up, so this is just another counter-sack situation. Nothing exciting happening yet.
Down just gets completely trapped in there. Jordan cleans him up and lower. This is not good for Trisomy 21. They haven't got that fear now to put on the other team with the sniper. We may see, like, Jordan's currently in lobby, may be able to create some space. No, he's going to rotate out right now.
We see Spade actually yet again coming up on his main on Spy. He's out of spawn. Hopefully he commits to this fight and see what kind of picks he can get. Hopefully it's a little more successful than his last time.
Yeah, he's actually being very smart right now, disguising as a friendly sniper, just to make them think there's actually a sniper on the enemy
team. He
team.
walk into a rocket, unfortunately. I think they know that he's there. Fane smells him.
Yeah,
but that is Down actually feeding to some pipes there again. Although they know that there's the spy, he can just wait there for the time. Fane knows there's some rocket spam going in his direction, but nothing's found him just yet. Down spawning sniper to try to break this stalemate.
Out by Mad. Mad just with a stray rocket cleans him up really quickly there, Xander.
Yeah, and now they have Down on sniper. They have to wait for him to get a pick. They won't be able to push with him sniping instead. Arnold is playing in that super safe spot. Down, yeah, having to surf backwards out of there. Not really going to hit anything from that angle. And he gets cleaned up. Nice rockets from Jordan just to sort of keep him out of this fight. Mad dying as well on the flank. Nice stickies from Deft on that trap just to sort of click at the right time and clean him out. And this does look like they're going to push. I don't know why.
Rocky just hits a mad direct. That's actually created a whole opportunity right now for Nefarious to go in. They pick up Crud. That's a huge pick. That's going to create so much space. Fane taking so much. They're going to get forced. Arnold hasn't had to have his Uber. They're going to back out. Ben actually going down, but they don't need to use their Uber just yet. Deft bringing that aggression forward. He's trapped in, though. He's taking a lot of damage.
Hype, though. He's going to... Oh, no, does actually get cleaned up by Down. If he had a scout with him, he would have 100% run that fight. That was a really nice fight from him. But this is now full ad. They're just waiting for their 2 spawners now up in 5. And this looks like they're just going to walk over red team on second here.
But Down is actually under drop down right now near shutter. I think they're going to go for an EU strap back cap.
Oh, nice rockets catching Deft out there. That's really nice from Fane. Catching Deft just before they push. That is timed to perfection. I'm very impressed with that, Fane. And they shut down that push yet again. They may just choose to back out here and assume, hey, it's going to be even Ubers pretty soon. We don't want to do this. We have no time pressure on us. We've just wasted another 2 minutes of their time standing still doing nothing. They're not going to cap this last. We just have to wait. So they've just said, hey, this is even Ubers. We're going to turtle, which is really good for us, Jake.
Yeah. So effectively, the turtling strat is just based around, I feel, Nefarious are too afraid to push out, and if they lose an Uber exchange, or if they Uber and then the post-Uber fight doesn't go their way, they're going to give up last. It's a very risky thing to push out a last at the best of times, but with there only being 9 minutes left, they don't really want to risk, you know, losing a round and then not making it into the next stage or playoffs. So as the play goes on to point from Mad, but he just gets cleaned up instantly by Deft. And Rocky wants to take this forward, gonna go on to Lugnuts. Lugnuts trying to deny that, but oh, Ben gets picked up by that trap. But they're still getting on this battle.
Halfrong so low. Halfrong forced to a direct from Rocky there, and this is the trade coming in. They have committed this Uber there. Down is trying to goblin around underneath, trying to get this back cap. Nice rockets from Jordan, having none of that though. Fane jumping in so well, taking some nice damage, taking down Deft. Oh, Arnold surviving just long enough to...
He's going in!
They do actually lose this exchange on second. It does... Oh, there's a space scouting behind, Spades behind. Gets Crud, 2 shots, really nice. And they come in from his teammates here. Halfrong looks like he's going to lose his life. They reverse it completely. And that's... Yeah.
So, if they didn't do that, I feel like Halfrong would have just took his team through lower and they would have got the round. So, that double scout play was so key, and they saved the round for themselves there. That was really well played. Really scrappy, but they just, you know, they cleaned it up when they needed to. But look at this. A huge aggression coming out of Nefarious right now. They're trying to get this mid and trying to take it coast to coast. They're not able to do so. Nice return from Trisomy 21. A lot of spam coming up. Mad going in for a high bomb. Rocky with the denial. Ben getting cleaned up by Fane. What an air shot. And right now, you know, Trisomy looking a little bit more confident. They're going through balcony right now. Jordan's super low. Spam coming out from Spade and Jordan though. Force Fane out. And look, we're back on second.
Yeah, we're back to this same thing. Rocky looks like he might get caught out here. No, he is jumping away. Looks like he may survive. No, he does lose his life, but his team has rotated to bats, and they're ready to fight this with this Uber. I don't know if they realize that it is ever so slight ad. Arnold is actually taken so low, does manage to use that Uber on 4 health. He was standing very far forward. He expected his team to do a little bit more with that, I feel. But they do get the force really, really early, and the medic is actually separated from his team. Scout playing the point in Lugnuts there. He does actually manage to get a frag onto the Scout, but the demo man is just putting stickies in the right spot. He is very, very low health, though, and it's just this soldier, Jordan, very low health as well. Deft putting stickies on the point on 5 health, but all they have to do is stand there, and they're going to cap this point, and that is the very first round.
That was all crud. At the end of that, like, Crud just came in at the right moment, started dealing so much damage to players, helped cleaned up everyone. Like, Deft was trying to do in his work, but Crud turned up straight away, sticking off Deft. Deft had to back out because he hadn't got any medic with him. Jordan was low, got cleaned up, and it was just really well played by Trisomy 21 there. And we're coming into this third mid, and you know what, Xander? There's a bit of a bomb coming in from both teams. Look at that return bomb from Jordan. You know, Arnold goes down. Halfrong down. It's going to be the first mid going to... Oh, God.
Down is getting frags on 1 health against these soldiers. Ooh. Yeah, that was really aggressive from Trisomy. They chose to commit their entire team to pushing across the point. And they did get the medic frag off them, but they eventually wiped, unfortunately, after that. So it didn't quite work out for them, but it was an interesting strat. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do that before.
That is... What in particular? Because if you're talking about the low health strat, that's the ultimate life form. Have you heard of the ultimate life form? A scout with less than 5 health is the ultimate life form. You just can't hit it. Like, it's very difficult to hit a scout with that much health.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot.
Yeah, we just call it the ultimate life form. It's great. But right, onto this situation. We're seeing a little bit of add to Arnold right now. But as both meds die, it's going to be kind of equal. EU equal. I don't know about ozfortress equal, as Arnold wants to go forward with his team. They're doing a huge amount of aggression. Fen actually getting pushed out onto what we call ramp or slope. And Fen back on pipes.
Down.
Oh, Rocky.
It is down, doing it again, and Arnold is just choosing to use this rather than chance even being looked at by Down. Down does look like he might get himself cleaned up. No, he doesn't. He actually cleans up the soldier who jumped him to try to frag him. They do have one player behind in Ben that has leaked behind a little bit there, but this does look like a pause. Actually, I think this is our first pause.
Yeah, they happen. Oh, it's been so intense. Like, this has been such an intense match so far. Especially with this equal nature, I imagine a lot of mistakes are going to be forced out of either team. Are we going to be going to a golden cap if this is equalized? I assume we have to have a winner for every match.
Yes, if this ends on 1-1, we do go to a golden cap, and if Trisomy win it, then we go to our third map, which is Gullywash. If not, they get knocked out in 4th place for this season's Prem, and the battle for 3rd place will happen in the semi-final later on next week, I would assume.
Who got through onto the semi-final?
So the upper page playoffs was last Tuesday or 2 days ago between Xeno and Jasmine T. Jasmine T won that in 2 straight 5-0s. Still very, very dominant team. So Xeno will be in the semi-finals versus whoever wins tonight's game. And that will be the battle for 2nd and 3rd. I mean, well, possibly, game. Depending if they upset Jasmine T or not. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, because I just remember, what happened to the soldier player Pause? Does he still play?
Pause still plays. Pause plays on Xenophobia at the moment, so he's on the 2nd place or 2nd seeded team right now.
Ah, okay. I just wanted to know, because he was another player I really enjoyed watching. But back to the actual game.
Yes,
right now,
that's our unpause right now. So we do see a little bit of time left. It's about 4 minutes left on the clock, if I believe. Halfrom getting bombed really, really aggressively right away. Rocky losing his life to some nice stickies. But this is another... my HUD is still dead, unfortunately, so I can't quite see who's happening. I believe this is pretty even players. Nice stickies actually cleaning up that.
Very much in Trisomy's advantage right now. They're only losing one with Spade. The only one left. Do you wanna restart your HUD? And
yeah, I'm just reloading my HUD right now.
Oh, okay, no worries. So right now there's a bit of aggression coming out again from Trisomy. They really want to make this happen. Crud thinking about going lower. They have currently got 95% Uber, and Arnold's just in with 20%, so they've got a huge Uber ad. We've got the Putis up with Ben. So we're going to see a little bit of rotation here and there. Jordan's going to call out that they're going towards that shutter, so all eyes are going to be there right now. And we may see a rotation. No, they're going to come in. They start the Uber off with Lugnut. Crud coming in. They need to focus that heavy as much as possible. Lugnut's just baiting so much time onto the point. There's so much time for them there. Spade getting cleaned up. Halfrom trying to make a play at the point. Players are dropping for both. Death's the only one left. That's
wow.
2-1. What a last push. Really good last push.
Yeah, that was amazing. Really, really well played from Fane. Bouncing off another soldier's head onto the medic and then staying alive. The frag players on point. All just off that cap time. That was, really well played. So we've got about 3 minutes left, I believe, heading into this, what is probably going to be our last mid. Both demos arriving around the same time. Sticky's being exchanged. A little bit more damage on Deft's side. Spade is getting really, really aggressive, and it's just a distraction as both soldiers come in and absolutely mulch the combo. Arnold does go down in retaliation, but that's demo down, everyone down. Complete wipe in like less than 5 seconds. That is insane. That is very, very well coordinated play. Both soldiers in on the combo, walking backwards and cleaning up everyone else who was in front of them. Really, really well played. They know that they have to make this work really quickly. Players capping, walking forwards, and it's just off-class galore on last. We have NG, we have a Putis coming up trying to do what they can to turtle for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to have to turtle as they're going to have a situation where luckily Arnold died, so it's equal Ubers. So it's not going to be too bad in that regard, but they're not in a good position. They need to hold this for 2
They
minutes.
have
Nefarious.
Rocky. Sorry to distract you there, but Rocky is playing spy with the pocket spy is very, very interesting. Unsure what the goal is. Maybe he was just in the right spot to come up for this off class, and his spawn was in the right time. But they're probably not going to expect this. He is decloaking now, right behind the medic. Butter knife, nothing. He saps the gun, but that's nothing there. Engineer main Lugnuts knows how to hit that sapper off. So that's one player down with even Ubers and a minute 30 left. We may see this third map come out.
Are we going to expect a mixtape from Lugnuts now, as he's an NG main?
Oh god.
Oh, okay, cringe. Yeah, that was a really interesting play. That could have worked out so well, but Def's going to take this Uber in. The sentry gun is doing a lot of work. It's done what it's needed to do. Deny that Uber. The Uber's come out from half wrong as well. Vane getting picked up on the right-hand side. Jordan's super low. Crud's there to defend. They've rotated really nicely. Nefarious have. Rocky's going to get cleaned up. Down on the Plutus. He's just not dying. He's just dropped onto point. They're going to deny these players. Def is the only one really who can save this for his team.
That arrow!
They're so close. Half Frog is going to be the last one alive. Vane just needs to jump in. No! Oh! That was so
That
close.
arrow from Arnold, arrow from Arnold saved the point onto Deft. If Deft did not have that arrow, he wouldn't have been able to get those frags. That is a game-saving arrow from Arnold. Amazing. And we have less than 30 seconds left. This is going to go to a golden cap on our second map.
Oh, what a close match. It's very evenly matched right now. I can't even imagine how the next one's going to be, as it's garbage time right now. We don't need to talk about this. But everyone's just running around in circles. Look at Ludnut just jumping on everything. Pistoling down Rocky. Rocky's staying alive quite nicely, actually. But yeah, they won the consolation mid. And we'll be going on to that golden cap very shortly. So yeah, I like doing this. Let's not look at logs right now. Let's just talk about what we saw, then look at logs.
Okay.
Let's do that, because I feel like when we just look at logs, we just go numbers and stuff. So, who do you feel like really did a huge impact for their team this game so far, Xander?
On the side of blue team, I reckon Rocky and Spade were both doing quite a lot. Rocky being kind of the much more aggressive pocket than we saw him play before, with the well-coordinated bombs he had before with his soldier partner. It was just working so well. On this map as well, every single mid that they won was just players getting mulched by these two soldiers. It was always that like forward aggression. But on the other side, I feel that it was Down and Crud were my players on Trisomy there. Crud actually dealing what I think was probably quite a lot of damage. I haven't actually looked at the logs, so I have no idea. I imagine he did quite a lot of work for his team there. And Down being the playmaker for his team, kind of trying to do what he can on scout or sniper there. Who stood out for you, Jake?
I'd actually say it was definitely the soldiers were kind of the key players. I think Mad's probably got some good stats. And I imagine as well, Rocky, I feel like they did a lot of work. Hopefully there's a lot of air shot numbers. I feel like I
definitely saw
a
couple. Fane definitely hit some nice shots.
But yeah, we will look at the logs afterwards. I just like doing the non-logs look. They may have been on stream. Were they on stream, production?
Not sure.
Okay.
I guess we're going to have to head into this mid, though. This is our golden cap
ahead.
already starting. This is the mid of the golden cap, and we see both soldiers actually on the same side, and this is another super aggressive soldier bomb. We were just hyping up how they do. Half Wrong does get taken down, although Ben and Rocky and Jordan all lose their life for that one frag, and it's the low health players flooding forward, absolutely shutting them out. Really well done on Arnold, though, to get out and survive at the end of this mid-fight, hopefully giving his team a chance on last. But that soldier bomb was way more anticipated and countered much, much better this time.
Yeah, it's that's kind of the thing with Trisomy 21, is I feel their mids are very strong when they get them going, especially working off Fane and Mad. Just seem to be able to create so much space for their team, and it just works so well for them. Right now, they're waiting for their players to come in. I would expect a little bit more aggression, but this is... Golden Cap's kind of terrifying. If you lose all your players straight away, You can go coast to coast and you can just lose super quickly.
Yeah,
but
this
look at
Uber
this.
is coming in. Down is on Spy behind them, actually. He's right behind Arnold. Ooh, he gets Arnold. He's wearing the die-in-one pipe thing, so he does get cleaned up very quickly, but that is a drop on Arnold for this, and it is now 60-70 full Uber. Sorry, 60 to 70% now to be full Uber on Halfrong by the time they're spawned and ready to push in. That was the play that they needed.
Yeah, that's really, really good for them. It just means that they're not going to get any aggression onto them, any pressure. They can look at going into mid right now. And it's all about how Nefarious are going to hold this right now. They're holding very passively, which is the right thing to do. But they need to send in Jordan or Rocky to get that force. Make sure they have to use their Uber. As they're rotating in through Kitchen right now, they're going in. They're going to use their Uber anyway. They're trying to catch up players. Spade gets absolutely destroyed by Fane. And Arnold's actually not in the best position right now, taking a bit of spam, but he's not going to get chased on as Jordan behind. Doing the distraction play, which is really good.
Choosing to kill these players behind as they're capping mid, that's what you really got to do in that situation. But now they're walking forward already onto second. Stickies from Deft are being cleared up slowly on point. He's just choosing to back out and keep himself alive for this last play. But this is large ad from Arnold, actually. Interesting to see if they choose to push out in this high-stakes situation.
Yep, and it's going to be really slow. We haven't got a timer, which is nice, so neither team are just going to try and hold mid, so we are going to see a lot of pressure from either team. But right now, Trisomy 21, they're going to have to back out. They're not in a good position when it comes to like their damage. They're not able to deal that much. Halfrong taking a bit as well as, but Fane tries to make a play.
Oh, and Arnold does get forced. Arnold does get forced to Lugnuts and Fane, both coming in and dealing quite a lot of damage. Full ad on the side of Halfrong, and they do actually use this Uber in, trying to get as many frags as they can. That's 3 down, including the medic. Rocky quite low in Saw as he's trying to jump around, fight. Ooh, Mad does win that, but Spade's coming in to try to clean up the low player. He's probably going to try to initiate some sort of back cap. No, he's choosing to just run away and maybe try to get out. Unsure what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's just trying to leave here to save his team on last. But this is some nice play from Trisomy that we haven't really had a chance to experience yet.
Yeah, why are they turning it up on the golden cap? They should be like this the entire game. But hopefully, we'll see what happens. I want to take this to a second map as Ben, Domes, Crud. That's going to slow everything down as Jordan's going lower. Halfrong's a bit too close to that door for my liking. He could have got caught out if Jordan was a little bit more confident. But right now, everything's kind of stalemating it off. It's all about how they're going to put in this last push. As well as, again, they're in a risky situation. They've got NG up. They don't want to risk going in. They know they've got this ad.
Yeah, they're starting to make a move now into the last point, and this Uber does get used off. Gun still not down just yet. It does finally get cleaned up. They need to focus this Putus down, focusing that, cleaning that up really, really well. Nice focus of the frags here. Nice arrows. Point starting to being played a little bit there. Oh, nice. Really nice frags and really nice arrows to keep it alive. It's just Rocky and Deft. Deft putting stickies on the point, but he's not going to be able to win this. And this is the golden cap going the way of Trisomy. Onto Gullywash. That is the first map taken by Trisomy, and now that is one map apiece.
That was a really clean last push. They dealt with the sentry gun really effectively. They dealt with the heavy really effectively, and then they just started playing point where they needed to. They backed off and they just went back in, and they did really, really well. Do we have the logs? We can have a look at the logs, see if our prediction for the main game was the same. I imagine when we look at the golden cap, it's going to be very one-sided to Trisomy, but let's have a look at the last full game stats if we can. Can we get hold of them? Oh, we got them.
Yeah, so when I look at these, we're pretty close. My two picks for red team, Crud and Down, are both pretty close to the top.
I think this is the golden cap ones from what I've got. Oh no, have you got the right ones? Just bear with me.
I have the right ones.
I got it, go.
Are we looking at golden cap logs or main
round
logs?
Normal. Just ignore me, alright?
Alright, cool. So normal round logs, Crud and Down are both pretty close to the top, but it's actually Rocky who is top scoring. 21 for 17 with 9,600 damage. Really, really interesting stats here. Deft is actually 1,000 damage behind Crud in that 2-all draw. So Crud really turning up for his team that time.
I actually was gonna make a little comparison because I feel like Rocky, apart from that, even with that spy play, actually, he was if he swapped for a shotgun, he would have effectively just been playing like Josh. If you know the EU player, the Irish player, Josh.
I do.
The Waddle Pocket Master.
Rocky is very known for playing with a shotgun. He's only in the last few seasons stopped using his shotgun for anything but MGE.
I want to see a Waddle Pocket. I love me a bit of Waddle Pocket plays. They're hilarious.
He's really adjusted his play over the last few seasons. He used to be that Waddle Pocket, literally 50% heals in lobbies and that kind of stuff. But now he's playing a much more sort of selfless pocket style, jumping forward and initiating quite a lot, which is really good to see. His stint on he actually played Roma on Jasmine T a few seasons ago, if you remember. And that stint really kind of got him thinking about the game in a different way, I think, and it's now much more exciting and fast-paced to watch him play rather than him just waddle at people and absolutely fry them with his DM.
Yeah, well, it's like the current meta we've got in TF2 is very much, you know, pump your heals into your demo as much as possible and let them deal as much damage. So with Rocky actually going for that decision, especially with Deft right now, who's both demos these games, Crud as well. Both demos are really good, really aggressive, like Elacor, like I mentioned before. Well, I didn't mention because I forgot his name. Please don't hurt me, Elacor. You know I love you. And it's very interesting that just freeing that up is so important. But I just love me a bit of Waddle Pocket when I can have it. I like seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, and then other logs to kind of look at other than pocket logs, I think, again, Down standing out for me quite a lot, as I've said before. Fane not doing too badly, but again, the lowest fragging player on the team apart from medics is again Lugnuts. He gets one more frag than he did on Product, but that's still 7 frags in a half an hour game that went to Golden Cap. He's really not pulling his weight right now, unfortunately. He's he's a friend of mine and I don't mean to BM him or anything, but he's not pulling his weight right now with 120 DPM.
You got to disconnect yourself from that when you're casting. You got to be like, this is the facts. But no, I agree with you that Lugnuts really needs to make some work. I think it's just a case of like his damage is pretty low, and I feel like Rocky and Jordan are bombing in quite aggressively all the time. So I feel like he just should have a bit more focus on, just air denial right now. If he can do that, I feel like his numbers will go up, and I feel like he'll be feeling like he's doing a bit more impact. But we're going into Gullywash. This is the decider for those who just joined us. This is 1-1 to Nefarious and Trisomy, and this is the lower bracket round thing of the playoffs.
Yes.
Go ahead. I nailed that. Go.
Awesome. Really, really hyper aggressive mid actually from Trisomy, and they frag basically everyone super quickly. Crud walking in for the last 2 frags, cleaning up some nice damage on stickies. They do lose their medic in that, so it's not a perfect mid, but that was some really nice aggressive players. They just played on their side of point, on the opposing team's side of point, and just really, really great focus fire from their soldiers, winning them that fight. A little bit of overextension maybe as Rocky does catch out some of those players, force them back onto mid, but this is actually ever so slight ad from Arnold because he did spawn much earlier.
Yeah, but right now it's kind of interesting. You got Fane on the backlines actually, really, really far deep. I would love to see a skip jump through battlements right now. If he can read it onto Arnold, that would be absolutely insane. But he's rotating into lobby, checking if anyone's behind. I don't think they know. I think they're very unaware that he is where he is. They're not looking behind them that much. They're just rotating right now with Deft. Not really doing it as Hafrong's trying to bring his team in there. Jordan's trying to deny. Go on to Hafrong, not able to do so.
That's
nice.
2 picks, Spade, and the soldiers are jumping through. Ben does look like he may lose his life there, and that's really low health on Arnold's pocket, and they do use their... Oh no, he thought he could try to get out without using there, but he does drop, unfortunately. Had the wrong thing out. That would have been really good. Unfortunately, it's turned disastrous, Jake.
Yeah, it really has. And right now, again, Madless is behind, but he needs to be... Both soldiers that have got behind so far on Gully need to have a huge impact, but Jordan may actually see him. No? Okay. So this is all down to what play they can get out of Mad. What they need to do is they need to really bait Nefarious, you know, with a lot of aggression on choke, maybe a rotation into... oh no, down goes down because he hasn't got his soldier to defend him, so their flank is completely open, and Jordan's going to just waddle into and Spade.
Oh, he's made his move though. He's hit some rockets onto... Mad's made his move rather. He hits his rockets onto Arnold, but he's not really doing anything. He's had to rotate all the way away. They know he's there now, and now they're taking lobby, and they're completely safe from this soldier that's now stuck behind, and they know that it's basically a last with one down. And in fact, it is a last with one down, as they do manage to frag him in the end, and that is, again, another pause happening here.
Oh, is it tactical, or is it technical? Because if it's tactical, then we know that Nefarious have just won a round. If not, I assume that it's just some sort of technical issue. That's
I'm
what
not
it is.
sure if we have tactical pauses here. People don't seem to generally pause for a tactical reason, although they might do in playoffs. It's not very common. I imagine it's some sort of technical thing. I mean, looking at ping, I don't see anything standing out right now, but you know, it could be anyone's game. Someone might have dropped out in a 90 seconds into the future or something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting because ozfortress really does not have the playstyle. We're starting to get it in the EU. Or Electra is a team that sadly they didn't make playoffs. I enjoy them to bits, as well as Swift, who did make playoffs. They're starting to play a more aggressive playstyle, something more akin to the way things are played in ozfortress. But as probably everyone knows, we have 7 as the big boys, and they really like to slow things down. But they're not like that this season. Everything's kind of, you know, changing into that aggressive playstyle that I love the Oz scene for. So I hope that kind of we steal that from you guys, because every match I watch is always so intense on the ozfortress scene.
Yeah, it's gotta go fast, I guess. But speaking
Sonic.
But yes, this pause is dragging on a little bit here. As I say that, we do finally get our unpause. Ubers are even. We're just sort of waiting on some spawns, waiting on some arrows to be hit before we can settle back into another good old stalemate right after our pause.
Yeah, and right now we've got one off class from the looks of it. Yeah, just the one. We've got the heavy. Macy. Let me just have a look. We got a spy on down as well. I was expecting maybe a pyro, something to protect Lugnuts as they come in, but Lugnuts is just going to help clean up Spade as Crud gets a nice little pipe onto him. But on that, look at down. He's in a good position. Oh, you opened the shutter door, mate. They're well aware now. Ben's looking behind. He saw that open.
Yeah,
so
he's
he really
stuck
needs his
on
team.
lower now, unfortunately. Yeah, he's got to wait for that team distraction. As you say, Scout's looking around. They know that he's there. Arnold's standing with his back to the wall. This has suddenly been made a whole lot harder for him. Spade coming up sniper after sacking in just before. Spade is actually walking right into Down here. Down might choose to use this as a moment to get this frag, but he is... choosing to rotate around. No, he decloaks right in front of Arnold. He does get this frag and choose to leave. I think he's decided that he got called out there and doesn't want any more of that. Here's where the pause comes in. It was Mad disconnecting for whatever reason. But yes, now we're back to even players, even Ubers, all that kind of good stuff. Nothing has happened.
Yeah, it's going to be a sort of... So the thing Spade was trying to do there is it was trying to just get like a key pick. Like even a demo would be really good, especially on a map like Gully. So how most teams seem to push this is they'll send a scout through water. So we may see, or any play, like Ben's rotating right now. He may go for the water play. They send someone through water, right up.
The hero shot coming in from Spade, actually, no. He jumped onto the Thalash hero spot and he's chosen to run away instead of taking the shot. He does get down though, actually. Nice shot there. He looks like he's going for it again. He's caught out lower. Rocky is jumping in to try to get something done. But now there's two players jump in behind. Halfrong is being jumped by quite a lot. Lots of roller damage coming in towards him as well. But they do finally get that. And that is now the Pootus down. Spade doing a really good job on Sniper here, cleaning it up. Rocky trying to jump in. He's getting absolutely mulched. No one having any of that. The Uber comes in to save Fane as he's trying to get the Sniper, and they're using to flash the Sniper out so he doesn't die. This is a great Uber, but in the meantime, Deft is trying to get some frags done. Spade dooms Halfrong at the tail end of that Uber.
Really? Oh my god.
Arnold and Deft both lose their lives right there, but that was a really nice shot. We have two people jumping forward onto that last point, onto this back cap, and it's too fast for them. Mad can't do anything, and that is the Sniper successfully back capping for the first round on Gullywash.
That was nuts. I did not expect Spain to get that shot. They didn't do what I thought was going to be the main way to do it, and they actually just forced Trisomy 21 just to go into them. They got that exchange, and then the post-Uber fight was just in nefarious hands. Coming into the second mid though, Fane bombing across, trying to take up Nipple, getting denied by Rocky as well, as Fane actually is the one to go down to Jordan. And we've got a lot of aggression coming out from Trisomy. Oh my god, that damage onto Spade and Ben. Mad going down in the lower areas, but oh, beautiful. Huge amount of aggression coming out from Trisomy. They're going to force them out, and then they're going to get the mid off that.
Yeah, that was really well played. Some great rockets actually too. Mad hitting a really nice horizontal onto Spade there, just taking him out of the fight. And already Spade is up on Sniper. He saw his success last time and he wants to try his luck again as they're trying to break this stalemate.
Yeah, and breaking this stalemate, there is a couple of really easy ways. Spade is trying to do one of them, which is the good old Sniper strat, and actually Down picks up Jordan, creates some space and opportunity in Big Door. Deft immediately rotates. Look at that rotation, picking up Down, and both teams kind of have to pedal back. They've both lost a player each, but the Sniper's still up for Nefarious, and Spade looking for an angle again. If he can get Crud with a headshot, that would be a big play. But again, back in this stalemate, they could drop someone down, drop down if they really wanted to. Someone like Rocky, just to create an opportunity for them. But as it's equal, yeah, that's what they're going to do. Rocky's rotating right now. He gets spotted out by Mad, though. Takes a lot of damage. If he's not careful, he'll get spammed by Crud. Crud doesn't decide to do so, and we're back at, you know, sort of a classic hold. This is very common of Gullywash. We have the second to mid hold.
Yeah, we have, again, Snipers trying to do it. Down came back up on Sniper, trying to make some sort of play happen. We do have Jordan trying to bait him around the corner really close. There's actually no rockets being fired. This is a very long time without anything actually happening. Yes, and Arnold is very bored apparently. Jump me, he says in chat. He's bored as nothing is happening here. Where could be paused, except we're just like sitting here.
Are you guys not used to this? This is like the EU bread and butter. This is what we expect all the time. As Down tries to make a play onto Jordan. Jordan's actually going to get cleaned up by Mad there, so they've created another opportunity for a play on Big Door, but Deft rotates almost instantly. If they're smart, Halfron can use Fane to bully his way in, but no. Rotations from both teams are pretty solid, but Nefarious just winning them out. And yeah, it's very relaxed. No one's really trying to do too much.
Snipers taking pot shots at each other, but that's really all it is. Down does eat the headshot, but no follow-up frag for him, and they're just like choosing to rotate a little bit as some arrows are getting pumped into the team. Sniper is rotating back through towards Choke, and again, just another kind of reset here as Snipers wait to take more pot shots at each other. I guess they know that this is such a high-stakes game, as the winner will go into our semi-final game and the loser gets 4th place.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing. You find once you get into this playoff stage, everyone plays a little bit more pensive. They're not really wanting to go in that big. Spade tries to get another shot on the Crud. Down actually goes down in Big Door. I think he was going for some sort of hero shot, wasn't able to do so. Rocky has found an opportunity to maybe go in, but he gets instantly denied again by Mad. And Vayne trying to clean him up, not able to do so. This is a very classic stalemate.
Spades found
all
his
down-
room actually right now into Big Door. Domes
Gets the headshot.
mad, and then the cleanup rocket instantly from Jordan. And that's some nice teamwork there as they do finally get a frag on the flank. Hopefully they try to push this flank and do something. Maybe chase it up with another frag. Both of the scouts have rotated there. There's some headshot fodder for you. Do something.
Please. Yeah, this is very much a situation where it's all down to, I think it's going to be a 2 pick before either team push. So, or even a force. So, Rocky may need to change his angle, or they may, like a player rotate. So, this is how I think they should break it for Nefarious. If they rotate into Big Door right now, so they've got down. So if they now rotate the Big Door, take about 3 players in there, get a frag there onto Mad, start pushing up on the right-hand side, they may be able to do something. But they have just lost Spade, so it's going to be equalised. And again, it's just going to stalemate out until either team really gets that key picks. But Rocky's trapped in. He's managed to get the force on the half rung. We're actually having something happen as both teams do the Uber exchange. It's about the post-Uber fight. It's looking like it's going to be a little bit better for...
Nefarious. It's been a while since we've had any action. I can see your mind starting to rust because we're not doing anything.
It was just looking like Nefarious would have gone in there, but they decided not to.
Yeah.
It's I guess there's a little bit of Uber ad for Half Frog, but come on, play that player ad. Look, Half Frog's doing it. He's playing the player ad. They're going into Big Door right now. They're going to go on to Jordan. Jordan actually picking up down, though. They're going to get bullied out. Come on, rotate, boys. Rotate.
They look like they're pushing it right into them as Spade goes in and does manage to get Half Wrong. Deft is cleaning up all the frags of players that are running at his medic and keeping him super safe, and that is the frag that they needed. Now they're walking all over mid. Finally, something happened. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so they didn't do what I thought they were going to do, but they managed to do something, which is great. And they've got full Uber ad, so Big Door push coming out.
Down is playing Spy. If Down gets this stab, we stalemate out again. Oh, I'm so glad he didn't, because that means we would have stalemated for another hour.
Oh, don't worry about stalemates. They can be broken very easily. It's just getting used to them. But Down doesn't manage to get it. A little bit of a turnaround from Arnold at the right moment. They've got this full Uber ad. They're going to go through main right now. Ben's going to take it. Starting the Uber right now. They're not really doing anything. Mad on the Pyro. Not denied the Uber much. As Rocky jumps around, trying to go on a half rock. Half rock goes down. Fane down as well. The baiting point right now with Jordan. The sentry gun putting in work, though. Definitely needs to clean that up as soon as possible. And he's not able to do so. He is in secret right now. Ben trying to survive. Oh no, Deft on like 1 health. This is not the ultimate life form.
Rocky
like
on the
scout.
point. Rocky's going to win this by playing the point. Oh, the late point play. Yes, that is now our 2-0. So we have still somehow 16 minutes left after that huge stalemate. We have 16 minutes left as we head into our third mid now. I'm watching the Deft cam as he comes up through choke pretty much at the same time as Crud. Sticky's heading towards Big Door from both sides. Jordan trying to play their drop down, just spamming some rockets now. Both soldiers actually on the low ground as Rocky jumps really aggressively down, taken super low. Does get killed, cleaned up by some Stickies from Deft there. And that's the Roma down as well. And a nice pipe from Deft again, taking Fane down. They should be hopefully running away really quickly. Yeah, now they're running away, leaving through upper, and the chase is coming in through Big Door. They're not giving them any time. Shifter coming in. Nice rockets from Shifter, cleaning up that medic. They're bored too. They don't want any stalemates. They're doing it as quickly as they can. 1-1-1. They've capped all the points. Now they're heading into last. These players are already low on last in the scout, having to go back to the resup. Uber is committed in through main. The Putis is coming up, but he's jumping down onto the point. He's taken down quite low. Arrows into him, but he does die. Deft is now starting to stand on the point. Sticky's around, kings everyone, and the Spade comes in from lower, and they win the third round in less than a minute. Well, maybe less than 3 minutes.
Do you feel better now, Xander?
Oh, that was so good. I got it out of me. You take the next one.
Do you feel better now? You got some action. Coming into this fourth mid, Crud is playing with his team alone. They're maybe doing a right side push right now as Fane and Mad do trying to create that space. They've gone up right now. They're trying to clean up players. Ben's going down, but both soldiers down for Trisomy as Oh, look at that from Jordan, getting Halfrong super low. Def's going to clean him up in the end, and this repush was so good from Nefarious, and that's going to be their mid, and they're already going into lobby right now. They know they've got that huge Uber ad, and this is probably going to be another round. They've completely switched on, Xander.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I would love to see Fane get dead on, who he does get dead on, but he doesn't die, unfortunately. That was a really good trap from Deft there, as Deft is just pumping out the damage, getting so many frags on these mids, but it was the soldiers that won them the last mid. Excellent read from Shifter, from Jordan, as he just jumps in there, but Rocky gets domed as they try to push into last on the flank there from down, and now it's another, unfortunately, looking like they're just going to wait for their spawner here, and that might give them the chance to even out these Ubers. As I say that though, no, the Uber is committed in. Lugnut's on heavy.
Deft got picked up though.
Yeah, and these players are getting cleaned up. All these off-classes do eventually win them this last push. They choose to just back out, though. Arnold is way back at choke. He's not taking any chances now. As the point's getting cleared, only by one player, though. They're walking forward to try to clean him up. Finally, Fane is coming in from upper to try to lock this out, and yeah, now finally this point is going the way of Trisomy.
Yeah, it's been so intense right now. Like, it's too early in the morning for me. And this has been so intense. Look at this drop down play. They get Jordan. They're going to bout all of their players through. They're just trying to make something happen. They're 3 points behind. They're bullying them out of mid. But the repushes from Nefarious have been so good. It may be a bit of a rotation to catch them out. Spades called them out, so maybe Deft. Oh, look at that positioning from Deft. What is this?
They're going into battlements here to try to fight this from upper. They've taken the high ground from them behind. Even Ubers, this trade is coming out into battlements here. Crud is going to be forced to take the rest of this Uber to jump out. Halfrong looks like he's staying in way too long. He's going to lose his life. Halfrong again, not reading that situation properly and losing his life for it. Crud doing his best. Nice stickies to clean up Jordan in the end, but he's very, very low health, having to back all the way out. Some nice arrows from Arnold, keeping his team in the fight. Everyone jumping through. Fane is in behind. Fane gets the medic on such low health and manages to clean up the scout too, and it's just Ben, very low health on mid, as he's choosing to run back and try to find Fane, I guess. He's lost him. Fane's in upper, and Spade can't find him.
Yeah, that was really lucky for Fane. Getting that Arnold pick was so important. He's going to get spammed. Rocky and Jordan are going to clean him up. They're taking a lot of spam though, and it's going to start a little bit of time for Trisomy on this second, but the push is coming in. Oh, nice pipes. But Crud's going to get picked up by Deft in the end, and Deft wants to take this forward, just bully them out a second, get themselves in a position where they can push into mid. They have got an Uber dis ad, but they feel like they've got the player ad to really get that momentum forward, and they push them out once again. Rotation may be coming out of either team into big door as Mad jumps on top of that area, so they need to be really careful there. And you're going to have the classic stalemate until either team comes up with a plan of how to break it.
Yeah, well, I think Arnold knows that Halfrong has this ad, and this is theoretically pushable, and they send two players down through drop down, and they're wrapping this up. They're trying to jump through, trying to make something happen here, and they do actually force the team out really nicely actually from Fane, but Fane does lose his life, and that's a really bad sign as this Uber does get used in.
Force.
Yeah, used in. Halfrong is on the ground. Halfrong is dropping his demo man. He uses on nobody. He's not being very useful in this fight. The Uber does get forward on Down, and Down does manage to get that frag onto Arnold. Mad and Lug both getting cleaned up in the end though, and it's Halfrong fleeing for his life.
Yeah, they're gonna have to flee, but they have got that advantage now. It's not best being on your last with advantage, but it's better than having no advantage at all on your last. So they're actually going to try and stay in lobby, try and do a bit of bully, but poor Down just gets obliterated by Def stickies. But they're going to hold this lobby. They don't want to give that much space to Nefarious. Bit of a rotation from Jordan, may be able to spot the players out. I don't think anyone. Okay, Lugnut saw him. Jordan's going for the back play, going into water. Lugnuts is chasing him, being pensive of obviously that spam. Look at all of these players getting forced back.
Everyone is walking behind to try to find him, and he's just jumping out. He may even survive here. He does survive. Nice arrow actually. Lugnuts and Mad both taken very low. Jordan finally dying. These Ubers are up from Halfrong now. As they do try to take this forward with two players down, they are choosing to just back out from this one. Fane is actually the only player forward. Oh, if that rocket had hit, that would have been very, very nice. But yeah, it's just another stalemate here. I don't think Halfrong will try to push this on 20 ad.
No, I feel like what they need to do is they need to take every single opportunity when they've got a good chance of winning. Like 20% is a bit risky. They don't want to lose it and get forced all the way onto their last and lose another round, because then they'll be in a position where they lose one more round, everything's over for them. They need 9 minutes left. They just need to start creating as many opportunities that are winnable. And I feel like rotations, especially on this map in this situation, are really important. Create that opportunity just to pick up some players, get your players into a spot where if you can trap your enemy team. So right now Fane's having a bit of a bully. He may go down. Actually, the force has actually come out. Both teams have exchanges. Rocky actually gets dropped by his medic, and Fane nearly getting in the bad spot, but they're able to re-push just off that one pick. And the sticks from Def though denies so much. Lugnuts gets trapped in all on his own. He's going to get cleaned up. There's nothing he can do. And boy, don't push him now. You've lost all your players.
Oh, sorry, they were distracting for their spy, which we didn't actually call at the start, but Down was behind on spy. He butter knifed the medic once and then got insta cleaned up because he's running the 100 health knife. But he does clean up, and that is pretty much a wipe with only 2 spawns on last. And the point is being played already. Jordan is on that last point, does get cleaned up, but now, yes, all these players running towards the point as much as they can, but this looks like it's going to be capped. And it's just Down last, and now that is 4-0. Arnold dropping the shred alert on point to finish off that cap.
That's not good. That's like the worst thing that could have happened for Trisomy 21. That, they should not even try to do that bait for the spy. Once they lost Lugnuts in, they shouldn't have really tried to go in anymore, because all the players were all looking at choke ready to spam. Coming on to this 5th mid, and it's very slow from Nefarious. They managed to pick up Mad. They're not really, staying in, playing too aggressive. Spade's just going to like WM1 into everyone and die. They've lost both their scouts, and they're going to back out.
Jordan actually getting cleaned up on the flank by Fane. Fane hitting some very nice rockets there to win his team that fight. And now they're 3 down and they're pushing on to second. This looks like it could be yet another second to last Uber stalemate. They do. They actually managed to break into lobby. Down dies to some very nice stickies from Deft there, so they might just decide to hold this outside lobby, give them the respect that they obviously deserve at this point. More sort of actually, is this a pyro on last from Jordan? I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Yeah, he's playing pyro at the moment. And Ben is sniping, so there are a couple of off classes. I think they're pretty comfortable to turtle at this point. Yeah, Halfrong does eat the scorch shot, which, as we all know, is definitely the best weapon in the game. They have a pyro of their own. I reckon they're going to go for the Arbender play here and push all through water and Uber the pyro on point, air blast everything away, and get 2 scouts on it to cap. This is a very interesting strat. I hope to see this one pay off.
They've actually used the Uber right now through River. They've got the force out of Arnold. The baiting point right now is Mad. There's no real denial until the last second. Now you got Down on point trying to knock people away. Like you mentioned, they've managed to clean up 1, 2, but no Lugnut's. The only one left is Halfrong, and he is long gone. He's out of there. And that was a really quite scrappy but confident.
Yeah, that was a pretty poorly executed push. The way I've seen that pyro into last push work is you go through water and Uber the pyro and get 2 scouts standing on the point. But they chose to go through, I don't even know where they went. Did they just go in through Launchpad or something there? It was a little weird, and it was very messy, and their pyro was way too slow coming in at the end, just because that Uber was committed, I think, before they were ready. So that's very unfortunate that strat didn't work out for them. But now we do see yet another stalemate. Deft ruining this stalemate with some nice pipes in. Actually, some players in behind. Down actually does get cleaned up by a nice arrow from Arnold there, as he does stay alive, and his team is now running forward, and it's just Mad on mid trying to do what he can, getting absolutely farmed. And another wipe with just the medic surviving.
This is not a good position for Trisomy 21 to be in. Spades created that opportunity to go forward. Look at that big bomb attempt from Fane, not really connecting anything. Jordan's actually like really far behind right now, having a bit of a 1v1, but all the players are on him. He's going to die no matter what. But the Uber comes in through choke. They pick up Halfrong. Halfrong just so overextended. He was nowhere near his team. I think he had a scout with him, and that was all. And Lugnut trying to deny. Def does go down from its own damage, and look at this. Nefarious going to get so many players going down. Rocky's going to go down, but they pick up Crud, Down, and Mad. And they're going to be in a position to push last and finish this game for us with a 5-0 at the last map.
Yeah, GGs are being called in chat already, but they are coming up with some off classes to see what they can try to do. Their mistake there was just holding way too far forward. They could have shot it from upper, from like upper river, but they chose to commit right to choke when they should have known that they had like a full disad basically, and that mistake looks like it's going to cost them this game. I don't know how much brain power they're really putting towards here. We do see some pyro play down into last there, and there's some spam coming in. Down does lose his life. This Uber is now up, and they're just using this right through. Lugnut's playing Putus, getting absolutely mulched. Halfrong into spawn, seeing what he can do. Nothing really happening in terms of defense. They're just getting cleaned up completely, and that point is played, and that is 5-0. So that means your 4th place team for this season is going to be Trisomy. And going on into the finals will be... into the semi-finals, I should say, will be Nefarious. Hopefully we'll get some people in for interviews in a second. I might have to send some mumble details. How about you talk for a bit while I do that?
Yeah, no worries at all. So absolute commiserations to Trisomy 21. They actually gave us a really good game, even with this Gullywash 5-0. I feel like it was really close. They had a couple of opportunities to really take control. They just weren't able to do so. And congratulations to the boys in Nefarious. They're going to be going against Xenophobia Phobia in the semi-final. Do you guys just call it the lower page semi-final, or is it just the semi-final?
I'm pretty sure it's just the semi-final.
Yeah, the page thing we don't use. We don't call it page. We just call it brackets and stuff like that. So it's confused my very small UK brain. But yeah, so honestly, I feel like a lot of that was just down to a little bit of decision making from Halfrong there. And again, I know I've said this so many times tonight, guys, but it's kind of the cohesion from Trisomy 21. Sometimes they felt disconnected. It felt like there were two separate teams in one trying to do stuff. But you know what? I feel like they did really well. I hope we can get Halfrong in for an interview, because I want to say hello to him at least, because I haven't spoke to any of the ozfortress boys in ages. It's just nice to actually have the opportunity to cast for you guys. I know I'm a crazy foreigner, but I'm here having fun. Actually, we have been joined.
Yeah, we do have some people coming in towards for interviews. So interview-wise, from Nefarious, we have Arnold and Spade, and from the other team, Mad is sitting in the lobby, and I believe we have Down on his way too. So we should have about 2 players from each team for some interviews. Let's just start with a fairly general question. How was the game for you guys? Let's start with Nefarious.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You kind of enjoyed it at some points. A bit slow sometimes, a few stalemates, but yeah, it's good. It's always good to win though, so I don't know.
Yeah, how about on the other side? How was the map for you guys on Trisomy?
Oh well, you know, Nefarious is a really good team, so you know, put
Thanks,
up a
man.
fight.
You guys played well as well.
Yeah, I'm just happy we got a map.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Carry on.
All right.
It's cool. We just cut each other up. It's fine.
Awesome. So I guess we'll go through map by map. On Product, which was the first map here, what was your gameplay heading in? Was it relying on the initiation from your double soldier bombs that did quite a lot of work, or was there another strategy that you were aiming for on the side of Nefarious?
We're more looking to see what damage we're gonna do, and then we're kind of like on the spot. We'd think about how we're gonna counter it. We actually did think that they were gonna double bomb us on mid, but it didn't happen. So I don't know. We just kind of let Rocky and Shifter initiate, and then like try and ball up and deal with both soldiers.
Yeah, that describes what we saw very well. Actually, the soldiers jumping forward, dealing loads of damage, and then that death ball around Arnold protecting him so well, which let you just kind of deny four-man sack after four-man sack, which is obviously very good for you guys. But how was it on your end, Trisomy?
Well, what we try to do is shut down Rocky and Shifter early, but that didn't really work out because they were really good at bombing, got on height early, and then they just played the rest of a combo passive. So, trying to deny them early, we just got completely like rolled by the ball.
We didn't play product very well during the season, so we were doing a lot of new things that we didn't have time to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought you were pretty well practiced on Snakewater, my dad. What was your map pick after all?
Yeah, Snakewater went really well for you guys as well. It looked very, very strong on the very first mid, and it seems like it was post-Uber situations that were letting you guys down. Do you feel it was more of a positioning thing or a DM thing that was letting you down in your post-Uber situations, half wrong?
Comms.
As in your comms were too messy or no comms?
Team didn't know what was happening post-Uber, so players were everywhere. But most of that was because of comms. Trying too many new stuff. We're doing a lot of new things on Snake as well, but we played a lot better during the season on Snake in general, so we didn't have to change as much.
I've got a few questions like leading on to that. If I could ask Trisomy 21, so Afrong and the other boys, Mad and Down. So one thing I noticed, you mentioned your comms. It felt like there was two teams in your team watching it. Like there was some points, especially during like product, where Hafrong and Fen, your pocket, would be going in with an Uber exchange, and the rest of the team would be holding too far back to not be able to support. You could have been like someone could be on top of rock or something like that whilst they were pushing onto cliff. Just someone to spam and create that space and a little bit of a safety net for your team. Was that something that you guys hadn't predicted would happen, or is that just something that you guys haven't really talked about that much?
We weren't connecting very well with what we were wanting to do there. Like what was supposed to happen is Fane gets in with the force and then plays behind, and then we have scouts on height and Crud baits lower cliff and I back to Crud. So if they aggress early, they get minced by these high scouts, and then if they don't, you come back in with the soldier that's bombing from behind. But we didn't connect up those pieces very well. Often we didn't have our scouts on height. So Crud just gets forced back.
Yeah, that's understandable.
You don't get the re-enter because he's too low.
But yeah, it's like I don't think you guys should feel too bad about it because you got fourth place, and alongside that, you brought it to 3 maps, so it wasn't a complete landslide. It still had its moments of being really close. Even on the Gullywash, I feel the scoreline doesn't really reflect that there were moments where Trisomy had the opportunity to go forward, and little mistakes here and there kind of got broken down. Quickly on to the boys in Nefarious. So going into this, how are you guys kind of thinking? Because Deft isn't your main demo, is he? He's your sub demo. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Arnold,
so originally we had Moop on our roster, and unfortunately he had some like real life medical issues that like made playing hard for him. So we said Deft come in to sort of fill his spot for the rest of the season, which is nice. It was good to have like
we'd give him a bit of a chance, We don't want to bring Exodia onto them. Fucking could go badly.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was just like there was a lot of really good cohesive decision making from you. It was surprising to see stalemates in Gullywash in an ozfortress game. It's something new for me.
Def did really well on Gullywash. He took like what did he take 170 and then gave 320. He pounded in some of those trades as well. Did really well.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good rotations out of him as well, especially during the stalemate. Like it's very hard during stalemates' demo to really know where exactly you're supposed to be at all times, because a lot of demos kind of default just to spam through choke, and that's all you need to do. When rotations are really, really important. So
We're
that was
making
really
a big
well
deal
played.
out of calling when they were big door and stuff, and Deft is really quick to be there.
But so half wrong. This is kind of a question. What's the so you guys came fourth. Are you guys planning to continue on, roll off this season with a positive, or what's the general mood of the team right now? Would you say?
I don't think we've really talked about it yet.
It's all right. You can
Nick-
kind of gauge it after a map, but carry on. Sorry.
Next season's still quite a bit away anyway, just with the Christmas break, so no one's talked about it yet.
Oh, that's fair. I always like to kind of hint at what's happening next season. But will we see you guys back in ozfortress more than likely, like in some iteration?
Probably. Like 3 of our core have played together for a long while. Me, Crud, and Fane, and Lugs from ages back.
Yeah. What team did I see you play on a while ago? I'm Grumpy Koi, by the way. I've rebranded, so I did a cast for you guys a long while ago.
Would
Do you
have been
remember?
Damage Inc., most likely.
Yeah, it was. You had Paws and was it Tay on soldiers?
Sounds right.
Anyway,
we had a lot
yeah.
of soldier changes constantly.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Just making sure I'm aware of that. Any further questions, Xander? Have we got anything else you want to hint at, or shall we move on to sort of asking Nefarious about the next game coming up?
That was kind of leading into my next question, was going to be about the next game and
Go ahead.
kind of the situation with Xeno. Do you reckon you guys have it in you to beat Xeno this season?
I don't know. We can definitely try.
Look, I said it. I think I said it last time, but the only way we'll have a really good chance is if Sam sleeps on his neck again and wakes up with no mobility.
Watching them play their week, I don't know, it was week 6 or something against Damage. If they played with that roster against us on Badlands, we would have 10-0'd them.
Yeah, that was
big
with
statements
a
here,
couple
boys.
of
Only
subs
big
there.
statements. Yeah.
We're definitely taking this next match really seriously. We're gonna prepare and try our very best for it. We're not gonna throw it away or anything. We're really looking forward to it.
We almost took Sunshine off them, I think, in the season. A bit inexperienced. This has been a good experience, though. Hopefully we can use that to move forward, I guess.
Are you, if no matter what happens in the next game, are you planning on staying together for another season, or is there people shifting teams or anything like that?
I think it'll probably get branched out into a couple different teams. Not sure. I'm pretty satisfied with finishing third. That's made my day. It's the highest finish I've ever had. I know like Arnold and Rocky have finished higher, and Deft as well. So
Yeah, you got to aim for the win, man. We go all the way, no matter what.
definitely be trying.
Yeah, all right. Unless you have any more questions, Jake, I reckon we might wander towards shoutouts.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's give people their name on stream.
Awesome. Let's work down the list. Arnold, any shoutouts?
Shout out to Ivan, Mac, Rising, and Seed.
Down, any shoutouts? We all know who that is.
Shout out your man. What the hell?
Mate?
And half wrong, any shoutouts?
Shout out to Radic, Blondie, and Mikalesh. I love you guys.
Mad, any shoutouts?
Yeah, to Bender and Mikalesh for always being there to support us in the background, subbing and just helping us out.
Spade, any shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to the team for being really fun to play with this season. Shout out to you guys for casting, ozfortress for running the league. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks.
Awesome.
Actually, no, hang on. I got to shout out my team manager Rising for all his work behind the scenes. Best team manager.
No joke. Rising organized like half of our scrims and was always there to watch our scrims every time and do demo reviews with us and talk about our games. And it's been really good.
Is that EU Rising?
No, this is
No.
Australian Rising. Just a
You
Australian?
well
should
confused
there. Australian, though?
name yourself Seven.
We won't
Wait,
bring that one up.
Rising has nothing to do with 7.
No, because they have 7 players on their team.
Oh. Okay.
Do you have
Oh,
any
my head.
shoutouts, Jake?
Yeah, thank you to ozfortress for letting me murder this cast. It's been good fun. Shout outs to everyone in chat for watching along. Shout out to both the teams. It's always good fun casting you guys because you guys are so intense to watch. Shout out to you, Xander. It's been good fun. And finally, production and everyone else who makes sure that these games get casted. I appreciate it, and it's always good fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's always good to get the overseas opinion on our ozfortress games, get that expertise in. So thank you very much for coming down and casting.
I wouldn't say expertise. I wouldn't say that.
It's very early in the morning for you, is it right now?
It's 12, but we started at 10. It's way past my bedtime, so
it's past my bedtime too, so I understand that. Cool. Shout out again, just like you said, shout out to both these teams. It's really good fun to cast games like that, especially when they get really close. Some great TF2 to watch. Shout out to Thermite for doing production. Shout out to, again, such a great season that we've had. Good luck to Nefarious in their game against Xeno, which I believe will be happening sometime next week. I'm not exactly sure. We'll hopefully be back to cover that game whenever it happens in the future. But in the meantime, hope you see us then. And that's all we have for you for tonight. Thanks for watching, guys.